Hey guys, welcome back to the Kids Network. We're Calvary Kids and
Harvest Adventure Kids.
we are on a brand new set because we have begun a new month, which means, Brian, a whole nother life app. And that life app is
Determination. And determination is deciding it's worth it to finish what you started. Now, there's some ideas that we're throwing out there, and I'm not saying it's limited to these ideas, but hey, how about cleaning up your room? Do you have to be determined?
Oh yeah.
How about taking out all the garbage through the house? Do you have to be determined? Or something other than that? How about finishing a Lego set? How about putting all the puzzle together? How about finishing that story you started to write in your journal? You know, determination is something that we all have to work on. And that's what this show is going to be about.
That's right. Finishing what you've started sometimes can be difficult. And if that's the case for you, then I totally understand because it is hard for me to finish things as well. And so this month, we hope to encourage you with some great Bible stories and some fun to help you show determination and finish what you've started.
Moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, dogs, parakeets, and the toilet paper you still have left.
Brian, what are you doing? We're supposed to be moving into our new place.
Yeah, well, you know, we work at Publix now, Carl,
Yeah?
and we need another hobby. What? You remember the Humble Humor Show? And all the smiles we brought to the kids? Moms and dads all across the world, maybe? And we're out of grandmother's basement now.
Thank you.
And we need to come up with another hobby. I was thinking virtual accents. Huh? We could teach people different accents. Arr! Walk the plank! Or down under! We gotta be the life of the party! What do you think? We could even invent some things.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Inventing things? Yeah. The nose excavator. You insert end A in your mouth and end B in your nose. And then the answer's false. B. We're still working on that one.
Greater than, less than.
No way, man. I don't have good memories of that at all.
Carl, we gotta come up with some kind of show.
Brian, here's the thing. I'm just super busy. I mean, Mondays I got dance. Oh, well, that's been canceled. But Tuesdays I knit with my buddies. Well, that's not social distancing. But Wednesday I have water polo at the pool. That's closed. Oh, you know what? My schedule just opened up. What kind of show do you want to do?
I'm feeling pretty humble right now. You taught me a lot, Carl. I'm gonna let you choose.
You know what? I don't have a clue.
Well, what do you normally do on Thursdays?
Oh, Thursdays. There's this baking show I watch, and after the show, I try to bake what they bake, and I've made some really great stuff. I've made some pies, some strudels, some cannolis, but my favorite are the French pastries. Yeah, the clafoutis, the calzones, the cannolis, but my favorite is the croquet en brochet. Oh, magnifique.
Dude, you need to get some new hobbies. But hey, I'm up for a laugh. I mean adventure. Let's do a baking show!
Well, we gotta set everything up first. Good morning and welcome to Baking with the Boys.
You did just say that.
Yes, I did, and now it's official.
So what are these two chefs baking today?
Well, to be exact, I'm the chef and you're the sous chef.
Sous chef? You're suing me?
No, not sous. Sous chef. It basically means that I'm the chef, I'm in charge, and you do what I tell you to do. You get my ingredients, you mix my batters, you know, sous chef stuff.
Who, chef?
You chef. Sous chef.
Right. Well, I'm not too sure if this is a good time to tell you, but cooking, I'm not really good at. I mean, the last time I cooked something was boiling water, and I almost burned down my apartment. So I just want to clarify, I'm really not too good at all this, and this could be a bad idea.
Perfect. That's what our show will be about today. Being determined.
Wait, determined? I thought we were baking.
Oh, contraire, mon frère. Determination is vital. Oh, sorry. Baking brings out my French side. In English, being determined means deciding it's worth it to finish what you've started. And I've got a great idea. I just got a text earlier today from one of our listeners. They're celebrating their birthday today by doing a birthday drive-by.
Drive-by? That sounds dangerous.
Oh no, not at all. What it means is, instead of celebrating their birthday at their house, they're gonna drive by their friend's house and drop off cupcakes. So, how can we show humility and determination all at the same time?
I'm afraid to ask.
We tell them that we will make all the cupcakes for them.
Oh, that doesn't sound so bad.
No, I just need to text them and ask them how many they need. Oh, wow. That's a big number.
250 cupcakes by 3 o'clock? Oh, mi frère! Dude, it's already 2!
I know. We better get started. Quick! Go, 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 go. Elle aime sa chaussure, la baline.
Dude, do you even know what you're saying?
Of course I do. Duh. Okay, listen, Brian. We need 94 cake pans, 7 ovens, 47 eggs, 12 teaspoons of salt, and 47 tablespoons of baking soda.
Carl, this is really bad. I mean, I wanted a hobby and everything, but to learn this in 58 minutes, I'm not sure my brain can handle it.
Brian, you have just got to karate chop that thought out of your mind. We have decided that it is worth finishing what we've started. We are determined. I know, it's a lot to make. Some would say impossible. And it's a lot for you to learn. Again, some would say impossible. But when you feel overwhelmed, you just say as the French say, on lavature on the broccoli. Or in English, you just gotta keep going. Finishing what you started, being determined, that is one of the most important ingredients in anyone's life. If anything's worth having, it's gonna take some level of determination to get it. Think about it. If you want good grades, you're gonna have to finish your homework. If you wanna have strong friendships, you're gonna have to follow through with what you said you would do. If you wanna level up on your favorite video game, you're gonna have to defeat the big boss at the end. Anything worth having is going to take some work. Even following God is gonna take determination. Starting a relationship with Him, it's easy. But following Him, yeah, that's a different story. And I thought, who better to teach us about following God than the 12 disciples? I mean, after all, they were the first ones to literally follow Jesus. So for the next few minutes, I want you to put yourself in the disciples' shoes, or maybe their sandals, because there's a lot that we can learn about being determined from watching the disciples in action. Many of them were fishermen, and others were carpenters, and others were tax collectors, and they all did this for one simple reason: to put food on their table. None of them were trying to be famous or become popular. They were just working to make a living. And then Jesus comes by. And when Jesus enters their life, He begins to disrupt things. He begins to turn their worlds upside down. Because the disciples were taught certain things about God their entire life. They were taught that God is very strict and very demanding. But Jesus taught them about a heavenly Father who doesn't care as much about punishment as he does blessing his children. The disciples were taught from a very young age that the only thing that really mattered was what God and people thought of you. But Jesus taught them the most important thing that matters is what you think of God and people. Do you trust God? Do you love people? You see, Jesus, with these new teachings, turned their worlds upside down, and the disciples loved him for it. Everybody loved Jesus for this new perspective of God that he brought into the world. Everyone except the religious leaders and the teachers of the law. But you know this, because after Jesus' teaching and changing everything, they plotted to kill Jesus, and they crucified Jesus on the cross. But then God, who does the impossible, raises Jesus from the dead. And then Jesus appears to his disciples and many others for 40 days. What an amazing time that must have been. But Jesus had one final lesson for his disciples. On the side of a mountain, Jesus tells his disciples, Go into all the world and preach the gospel. Make disciples of all the nations. Basically, Jesus was saying, I want you to take what I've taught you, and I want you to teach it to the entire world. Change everything the same way that I changed everything for you. Now, I imagine that after Jesus told them to go into all the world, based off all the conversations that we've heard the disciples have with Jesus, I imagine some level of communication took place after that moment. What did he say? Excuse me, Jesus, did you say all the world? All the world. Did you hear that? I have strong doubts that this plan will work. You want us to preach? No, Jesus, you're the preacher. Our job is to follow you. And so wherever you go, we'll follow. But preaching? Yeah, that's not our thing. That's so funny. Wait, are you serious? But Jesus was serious. He really intended for them to carry on spreading the good news about God's love and his salvation to the entire world. Now, what are we supposed to do when God asks us to do something impossible? Well, we simply do what the disciples did. See, right after Jesus told them to go into all the world, he told them to wait. He said, wait here in Jerusalem until the promised Holy Spirit comes that my Father told me about. And so when God asked them to do the impossible, the disciples, they did what they could do. And they waited. They trusted. And you and I know that the disciples were successful in that impossible feat. Because the Bible is the best-selling book of all time. You know who Jesus is. You know who the Apostle Peter is. You know what the church is all about because the disciples were able to do what Jesus told them to do. They were determined. They kept going. They did what was possible for them in the moment, and they waited for God to do his part. So what are you supposed to do when God asks you to do the impossible? Simply keep going. Do what you can do. See, following God, even that is an impossible task. Because if you think about it, you can't see God, and it's very hard to hear God. But what can you do? You can read about God. You can learn about God. So God, when he asks us to do the impossible, he's not expecting us to do the miracles. He's simply asking us to do what we can do. And as we keep going and doing what we can do, God meets us along the way. And together, we do the impossible.
Carl, you know what determination reminds me of?
A French baguette?
No, it's something that's blue and has fins.
Sick turtle?
No, again. I'll give you another clue. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Oh, Dory. Yeah, I get it. It's a lot like determination, but right now it's just keep baking, just keep baking.
Yeah, Carl, it just seems like this is a big job, too big. It just seems like this is a hard job, too hard. And when I'm saying this is so hard, it's making me feel like a small grain of aloe.
Aloe? Aloe's a plant.
Okay, how about a tiny grain of brown sugar?
You know, Brian, it's okay that you feel that way. And I know it won't be easy. But I want you to think of our watchers. Because they go through things that make them feel like you do all the time. I mean, they have to learn big things. Like, they have to learn how to tie their own shoes. They have to learn to make new friends. And beginning this year, many of them started digital learning for the first time ever. So when you get overwhelmed, think about them. Because they decided it's worth finishing what they started.
They are my determined heroes. Kids, good job. We are so proud of you. Moms, dads, thank you for supporting those kids. God bless you. And listen, Carl, we only have 47 minutes left. Let's get baking!
Tapez, visage, en vue. Au revoir.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to this series on determination. It's been such a pleasure coming into your homes. I know Carl and I had a blast kicking this one off, and we want to give you a challenge like we have every week. And this week's challenge right now starts by going around the room and saying, hey, what is God saying to you specifically about determination?
Yeah, and a second challenge is going to be a little bit more practical. I know determination is starting something and finishing it is difficult. And sometimes I get inspired to start big projects and finishing them is difficult. But one of the most difficult projects that I've found to finish is actually reading my Bible. Like there's times that I've gotten inspired, like I'm just going to read the Bible. I'm going to read a whole book.
Right.
And then I start and then life happens and I get busy. And so our second challenge to you this entire month is we want to start one book of the Bible and finish it together. And that book is going to be Philippians. And so we want you to start reading one chapter a week. And on the 5th week of May, we have a special thing we want to give to you. But we're going to start reading Philippians this week. And together, we're going to finish it.
I think that's such a great challenge. So at whatever rate you can begin to start reading Philippians, let's do that together. Let's do it as a family time, right? Moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas get together and start reading together, or they could do it individually as well. Is that right?
Yeah. However you start it, the main goal is to finish it. So thanks so much for watching. We're going to have a blast talking about determination, and we're going to have even greater time finishing what we start. See ya.
God bless you.